everybody, it's Hadar here from We Buy Property. Today I'm here in Ellerslie in Auckland in New Zealand, here at my hotel. I come to Auckland regularly to look on some deals that have been offered to me, or if I'm working on some projects which are in the pipeline. One of the reasons I'm here is to finalize some stages of adding value to a property I purchased late last year. I purchased a block which was 4 times 2 bedrooms under one roof. Here you can see the photo from the aerial photo. This particular property is located in Mount Wellington, which is one of the more affordable suburbs of central Auckland. It's a very up-and-coming area. There's a lot of scope for capital gain there due to a big Sylvia Park developments, which is one of the biggest shopping malls in the southern hemisphere. It's a great area for rental property. That particular property is located close to transport and a lot of employments over there, and very easy access to the central city as well through the motorway. So how can I add 25 to 30% to the property? By basically only spending around $65,000. The reason that is unit titling. We've chosen to unit title this property because I'm only planning to keep it as a long-term hold, in opposed to other options for subdivision. Unit titlings allow us to do it in an affordable way, because the actual work that needs to be done could be pipes will service the whole block, in opposed to needing to do, if you do a different kind of title, which is a fee simple, which is a totally individual parcels for each unit, you will need to do it to provide services for each unit separately. So unit title is also separate titles, but some services could be shared, meaning you only need to do it once. So that saves a lot of money. So one of the secrets about doing blocks of flats and being able to unit title them in a more affordable way is buying a permanent material blocks, meaning brick or blocks, brick and tile. You can have even iron roof or what have you in terms of the roof, but the point is to make that there is block walls or brick walls between the units. If you do that and the walls goes all the way up to the roof cavity, then you're halfway there in terms of fire rating, because those units needs to be fire rated as well. And if there is a permanent material block walls between the units, this is very, very helpful. So I only buy blocks of flats which are made from permanent material, and there are block or brick walls in between. So that's just a quick tip. So the intention is to subdivide and unit title the block of flats. We will be creating 4 separate unit titles, and once it's done, we will be valuing each unit on its own. So the combined value of each unit on its own will be more than what we paid for it, which is we paid $870,000 for the block. So tomorrow I will take you to see the property, and we'll have a nosy around while my plumber is there connecting 4 separate water meters. That's great, because now we can start charging the tenants for the water usage. In New Zealand, especially in Auckland, if you have 1 water meter for the block of flats, it's difficult to charge 4 lots of tenants, so the vendor pays for it. But when we have 4 water meters, we can start charging the tenants for the water usage. So that's good. We're doing that first, and I got the plans here from the surveyor, which I've been to see today. I hope you can see it. Here you can see in pink, it's the common ground areas, which is the carports, and the area which will be common ground. And on the shiny yellow color, you will see the units separated. So here is unit number 1, here is unit number 2, here is unit number 3, and here is unit number 4, which is the biggest one. Obviously it will value more. And there is lines between the units which separates them within the plans. I hope you could see that. Sorry if you couldn't, but those are the plans. So tomorrow, after we visit the property and have a good look, I will come back here and we'll run through the numbers, and you can see how you can add significant amount of equity to your portfolio by doing a unit title subdivision. See you tomorrow. So here we are in Mount Wellington. As you can see, Nice suburbs. You can see some new houses have been built in the area, which is always a good sign of improvement. There's the old against the new. Again, some new houses there. This house has been renovated. Lovely big house there. So here you have it. This is the new water meters that we put. 4 water meters. And this is done by Water Care. We are going to walk all of this driveway here. This needs to be reformed as part of the subdivision. We will need to reform the driveway, concrete. So here we are in Mount Wellington in the block of flats. There's 4 2-bedroom flats, as you can see, made brick and tile, permanent material, like I mentioned. Here we are now. We have the plumbers here, which they are creating a separate water meters, so we can start charging the tenants. And that's how those block of flats look like. Hi, here we are. We're back at the hotel here at the base. You've seen the block of flats. Nice permanent material, block walls, everything is solid construction. Before we go into the details of the transaction, why I love blocks of flats and unit titling to add value, I will just want to mention that once you created a separate 4 separate titles, you will expect to be paying 4 rate bills a year. So basically, each unit will pay a separate rate bills or land tax, what they call it in some parts of the world, to the local authorities, to the council. And I anticipate it to be possibly another $2,000 a year extra on the rates, because they're going to be charged separately. And in addition to that, possibly another, again, that sort of money when we charge when they're going to charge me 4 separate insurance for each of the units. So we paid for the block of flats just late last year. We paid $870,000, which is an equivalent to around technically $217,000 per unit. Although it's on one title, that's the equivalent to that. And once we go and spend $65,000 on the subdivision, on the unit titling transaction, we will be in the deal with an investment of $935,000. So it will owe us $935,000. Now, today I met with my valuer, and we assessed the market value of the flats once they are on separate titles. When they're going to be on separate title, each flat is going to be valued at $335,000. $335,000 times 4 is $1,340,000. So if we take that sum, $1,340,000, and deduct the cost, what it owes us, which is $935,000. I wrote some notes here so I get it right, 100% without getting confused here. This is an additional equity of $405,000. So we created, by investing $65,000 additional on the purchase price, we created an additional equity of $405,000, which is an equivalent to around 35%. This is simple, it's doable, and we just did it. So you can see exactly how you can do it as well. Going from here, there is few reasons why you're better off doing that if you purchase a block of flat. The $5,000 extra holding cost a year, it's minuscule in opposed to what it gives you. Apart from the equity gain, it gives you to be in a stronger position with the bank, because when I purchase this property, for example, sometime if I have too many deals on the go, I need to throw in another security, a property with a low mortgage. So I throw it in, so the bank take it as a security as well, and then they lend me the majority to buy a property, although at the moment maybe I can't exactly have the deposit for it or anything like that. So I give them a property as a security and we can get the ball rolling. Once I've done the subdivision and I created another additional equity of around 35% or $405,000, they will release the property which I threw it in the beginning as an extra security, so we can just get on with the deal, and then that block of flats is going to be standing on its own. And I do it sometime with our own house as well, but always release. I'm always releasing it, always making it again unencumbrant. So this is a great way to add value to your portfolio, so you can do that. Another thing is, once you have a block of flats or you got a multiple titles, if you're ever in a position that you have to offload and you need to sell for anything, if you need cash immediately, it's much easier to sell small units than an investment block of flats, which is traditionally more of a niche market for investors on one title. So there's much more demand on the market out there for a family who wants to live in a nice 2-bedroom unit in central Auckland. Then there's much more of those than a number of investors who would like block of flats. Although I know I can sell it tomorrow and still make a profit even without unit titling, because we always stick to the rules. You make your money when you buy well from day one. But that's out of the scope of this particular video. So that's it. Here you have it. How to add significant equity to your portfolio, how to unit title a block of flats and create 35% of additional equity. Feel free to comment below here in the video, send us comment, questions, and visit us online as well. Thank you.